9 Heart Fire, Day 25. The lesser security measures of Mzilthuand have been deactivated. I should return to Flimdar. Since I didn't find the key in the plumbed shallows, Flimdar and I are going to try looking for it in the other room I unlocked. Apparently, it's a droop testing lab. Flimdar and I have found the droop testing lab. Now, to find the key. I killed a clockwork droop within the testing lab. There's a Dwemer key on his body, most likely the one for the huge door we encountered earlier. Now that we've got the key, we should head for the door. We've found some kind of Dwemer device on a pedestal, in addition to a powered Dwemer coherer. The mysterious device looks to be what Flimdar has been searching for this entire time. Apparently Flimdar only wanted the powered coherer lying in the sand. He seems excited, and he wants me to take him back to his shack so he can show me something. This better be good. I've finally unveiled the big surprise. Flimdar wanted a powered coherer for his ceiling fan. That's what all of our work amounted to. He paid me 2,000 gold, and told me that he'll continue to scavenge more ruins with me if I like.
And so welcome back to the adventures of Shiarvia and her friends in Morrowind. It's been a while, hopefully. I've solved also microphone problems. At least I hope so. But we will see. Anyway, we just discovered this great strange Dwemer teleportation thing. So let's try and see. As you can see, it's a very nice device that you can use to move, to warp. If you can see something not too far, you can teleport there. That's fine, okay? Really great. But so far it's something, well, more or less things you can do by jumping and levitating, but much different and unique. This is a tomb near Valmora. Look at the rain. Oh, let's see, let's call our companions.
STAH01 Hey Abot.
I think there's something related to shortcut keys. Let me check. I think there's something with the chat thing. Talking, let me see. Some bot. Chat command. Ah, I don't understand. Let's see what happened. Anyway, I was talking about calling my companion back as usual with the Malayan teleportation mode options. So let's do it.
Sacritu! Sacritu!
I have only a couple companions, so it's not really the things to do. And one thing I changed in the script of the MCA companion, and I think also in the constant script,
Yes?
is the way companions move away when you are near. Usually mods to do this thing put the companion in a walking state, a short timed walking state, and this works well, but has a little problem in that if you take a loading door, or you teleport away while they are still doing that short timed walk animation, they usually get lost. They are not able to follow you because they are not in the following mode in these few seconds. So I think it's not, if possible, it's better to not put your companion in a wandering mode, because if you avoid it, you have less risk to get them lost. So what I did is just put the companion, move the companion by script, but the animation playing is the walking animation, but the companion is still in following mode. So this way they should follow a little better. These are some kind of experiments, but so far seem to work a little better. So it's a little more complicated to script, but it's something working better, I think. But I must tell also my companion here to follow, and I think I can just jump this way and disable the menu and make her follow, in theory. Let's see.
STAH01 I have such a hard time using companions. I'm sure I am just used to more modern games, but I end up always getting them killed.
Oh, now I
wish
understand.
There was a true essential mode in MW, which I do not believe there is.
So this is some new option of the chat software, which is reading aloud what people are what people are writing, and I think it's a good idea, but the voice I'm using is not so good, so I think I will try to disable it. Yes, companions are hard to use if you use teleportation a lot, because sooner or later you will get your companion trying to walk and to run in places, in cells. You are no more there in previous cell, and when it happens it's very hard to reset companion back using scripting. Usually the only way you can do it is using the console. So yes, it's a little problem with companions. And another big problem is when they sort of block your way in narrow caves or in front of doors, but there are solutions for this, simple solution like my mod or other mods that simply can exchange the player position with the companion position, so that is easy to solve. The real problem is the when companions start trying to reach a previous cell, a previous place, they try to run away, or they try to run hitting walls and rocks and so on. And the only way to fix this thing usually is just be able to click the companion this way, like for instance Constance here.
STAH01 I end up using your script mod, and with Hedgehog 12's NPC box mod I never get stuck on them.
Yes, that's working well enough, I think. But for problem with companions not following anymore or trying to reach some other place, usually you just click them and write start combat player. Because this way you sort of short circuit this command. Seems to have a higher level than usual EI commands, so
You can't escape me.
the companion is trying to attack the player, and this way is giving priority to this thing, and oftentimes this can fix the bad IE follow that was previously trying to be executed by the companion. So in the case of Constance here, she usually can stop usually, I said, she usually can stop combat by herself. But if this doesn't happen, you just have to write stop combat, and then she should be able to follow again. At least this is the best way I found so far to fix this problem with generic companions. This is working with any companion. More recent companion or
STAH010 great, thanks for the tip.
Like for instance Julan usually works well enough, but I still have to find a single companion working 100% when you teleport around a lot using, for instance, Malayan teleportation mods or similar mods, because sooner or later the EI will try to reach some old cell and they will start, a companion will start behaving in a strange way. But the console command usually works. Or you could try punching them with your fists, but it's usually more complicated than just opening the console and typing start combat and stop combat. As yes, this is a little a trap, a little problem with Morrowind. Let me check if I'm able to disable this, or you even change this voice in the chat, because I like the idea but I don't like the voice. It's bad quality voice. Maybe I will try and use the same voice I'm using for my companion. Let me see if I can set it. I'm not really used to this new chat thing. It's a new program with this option, but cannot really set it up well. Well, I think I will just keep it for now. And we are here in this new cave, so I'm curious to explore it. because of that. Let's see why this companion is not following. Morrowind. She's here, she's following.
Yes?
Oh, because I tell her to not follow inside. That's the reason. And this is a great feature, this MCA companion is having. I think every now and then it's very useful, especially with creature companions. So travel together. Let's go.
It's the end of you, Swit!
Oh. Doing right. I just love this big sword. And it's nice because it's a standard sword, so you can have it recognized by the mod which is adding the sheeting. So it's very scenic to have. Uh-oh. Oh, fine. Found a common ring, not so good, but... let's explore a little more. Uh-oh, this is dangerous, I think. And when you have companions or some summons, oftentimes enemy which don't have 100% fighting setting, they just stop for a while.
And it won't be me.
Afraid of a girl.
Ooh, stamina is low. Wow, a shrine. A shrine is precious for my character because she's a Tronic sign, so she can absorb magicka. That's one of the few ways she can replenish her magicka pool. Ah, why not using potions or the standard ways? Wiki. Dark's Tomb. Just. And one nice thing I want to show you, let me see if you can. The thing is, the say command I'm using with this special mod with my character voice is you can actually see the actor saying things. And considering how old is Morrowind, I think that's a feature that was and this thing is really
This is going to be fun.
I don't know if that thing is
STAH01. I think this game holds up well, especially mod.
Oh yes, I think it's one of the games that you can really mod in a way that suit your idea of a better game. There are tons of mods, and all in all it's still one of the games that can still run decently even with not so powerful graphic cards. It needs probably a good CPU, but the graphic card is not so important. And poor Constance here is problems. Paralyzed.
Now you die!
that is invisible.
STAH01BTW, thanks for the abot alt mod. I really like the merge of the men combat features with some other things. It's really cool.
Oh, I think it's
There is no escape.
I did it mostly because I was in serious need of more free modding slots to free some space. But yes, I think it's convenient also
Now you're trying to get it.
because the Morrowind script, advanced Morrowind scripting, using the scripting as standard is not so
There is no escape.
efficient, so fast compared to the standard scripting. So if you can merge some code, some Morrowind scripting extender code, especially code which is checking for key pressed and where your cursor is, if you can merge mods, the logic, the scripting logic, you can gain also speed, because at present the Morrowind scripting extender engine is very slow compared to standard scripting. There is a great work in progress by a couple of people to make the Morrowind scripting extender faster, but at the moment it is still one of the problems. So merging scripts can help a little also with the frame rate. It's not good. And I'm playing with similar character, but another playthrough, but the other character is a little more advanced in level, so I have problems sometimes figuring how to do certain things with this character, because I still have very few spells and she's low level, so things are a little harder. Now let's see if we can cast this thing. And maybe I changed the game settings to
STAH01. Could a companion mod cause a lot of crashes in game? I ask because I have the second part of Greatness 7's Androno mod, which had 2 Ordinator companions, and my game seems to crash way more often. But when I look at it with me or test, I don't really see anything, but I also don't know scripting or companions.
It could be, I think, well, first thing, you have to check if you're using those modes, is to have up-to-date Morrowind scripting extender, because I think some of the mods use it. I don't remember that mod in particular, if it's using some extended scripting. I'm not sure about it, but I don't know. It could be sometimes that companions can have some script targeted on companions, and sometimes if you move, especially if you move mods, add mods, remove mods, update mods between while you are playing, sometimes some global script is sort of get lost references, and this can sometimes give problems. But usually when you do a repair all using mesh, such problems can be solved if you can load the game. So it's not so very common crashing due to companions problem. Oh, but it depends. Sometimes some saves are simply corrupted. It may happen for several reasons.
STAH01, I know he took it down, so maybe there was an issue. I'll make sure I have mods up to date, which I think I do, but I'll recheck.
Yes, that's the first thing to check. If the mod is one of the latest releases done with, for instance, the Morrowind modding Madness competition, especially things done by Greatness 7 in the scripting part, check you have the latest versions of. I remember a particular mod. The last mod I did show. I'm sorry that the latest stream was not working, the microphone, but I just the quest I just did the last time, that mod requires the very latest version of the scripting extender, because it's using some features that are very recent. The whole fact that you can have that weapon and teleport you away, and these things are things that you can do only with very recent version of the Morrowind scripting extender. So I'm sure that mod requires this. I don't remember the Andrano Tomb and Retribution. Probably not, but better check also that mod. But if you have the latest version, it should work with more or less everything. So it's better to have it anyway. if you are using the standard Morrowind and not the open Morrowind, obviously, but if you are using open Morrowind, you cannot use extender, so at the moment there's no problem with it. And where is a stamina potion here? Health. Oh, and one thing I found that's very useful is this bag of holding, which is some kind of new container that I have added to the CDC container mod, which is similar to the one that's in the mod. There's another container which has even more space, but this one is more something like a classic RPG Dungeons and Dragons bag of holding, so it's not unlimited, but I think it has...
STAH01 I don't see me using OpenMW unless it gets some type of distant land feature or MWSE support. Nothing against the project, but original Morrowind is fine.
Oh yeah.
STAH010 yacht, I love this bag. I saw you using it last time. What mod is it from?
The bag is from one change that I did to the CDC container mod. The mod is called Inventory Helpers by CD Cooley. I think you can find it on the Morrowind modding history site. And I did change this little thing, adding this container, but there's a similar container also in the standard mod, so you just have to... I don't remember, maybe you have to add it by console, but it's already there, something similar. I just did a new one with different icons, and because it's more similar to classic Dungeons and Dragons containers, the bag of holding, but only long. Functionality is the same. The difference is this bag of holding is in inside the... You can find only it like a level list item, and you can only find it once. So I never know if and when I can find it in the game. So it's a sort of something you can find only if you're lucky, and only once. And this game I've been lucky, I found at level 5 or 4, I think. So at least this character is not so powerful, but it has this thing that is really making carrying things easier. And no, I don't think I released this change to the mod by CDC, but the original mod also has a similar container. Or you have the standard free containers, which are not so...
STAH01 posted on your site. Smiley face, your site has a lot of treasure.
I will check it. I think yes, I could just post it, because I don't think CDC is really updating things for Morrowind, and also I think he has no problems for patches or things like this. Anyway, I'm trying to open this thing, and I need some potion, probably. Failed. All in all, this thing, reading the chat while people are writing is useful. Maybe I have to find some better voice for it. But the idea is very useful because sometimes I just forget looking at the chat window and I forget answering to questions and so on. Oh, finally open it. So let's check if... Oh, it's trapped.
This calls for a subtle touch.
Oh yes, but we have no subtle touch, so we will try some telekinesis, which is Mage's probe.
There's someone watching me.
But
I can tell.
this chest doesn't really contain good things. I think I will just skip it. Oh, and this is trapped. Ah, never risk opening a chest without probing, because this is another mod I did recently that, in my opinion, is adding a whole new level of difficulty while you are looting tombs and dungeons, because it's adding traps to chests and arms and doors and things in a completely dynamic way, and so you never know when something can kill
STAH01
you.
haha deadly.
And well, it's not for everyone, because it makes looting containers very slow, but I think it's nice if you like to play like the thief, the tomb looter. It's the same way you can use the Morrowind code patch option to disable messages telling you if something is trapped, if something is free to take, or has some owner, because these things are really making your game more realistic, I think. But take some of these potions. So this time oh, but I was opening this thing, but I didn't need it with the key. Let's see this one. Oh, but I know there's a trap here.
STAH01 I think it keeps some immersion instead of a message popping up all the time.
Yes, I think so. And that's the reason why I keep this disabled. But it's a matter of being used to more recent games, I think, because if you are used with Skyrim, with telling you if something is trapped or not, maybe it's too hard to have to check for every single container. Where is my telekinesis?
Sacre tu!
Oh, it's empty.
Sacre tu!
So no big loot in this tomb, but we found a nice shrine. Somewhere, I don't remember where. Oh, here it is. So we should be near Balmora. Where is my other companion? Why is she not following?
Sacre tu!
So as you can see, she's trying to reach a previous point. Let's see if we can tell her.
I'm listening.
This MCA companion scripting is a little more advanced, so usually I can fix this thing just telling her to shoot her weapon a couple times. Usually.
Excuse me, did you say something?
You don't deserve to live.
So she should follow now. Yes. So it depends on the companion script, but console start combat usually is the best thing. And here they are. So I think we can try this way. We should be near Balmora.
STAH01 offhand, do you know what value I should look for in a mod that would let a spell kill me while in inventory? Example. Let's say I am hit with a poison or fire spell. If I go into inventory, the game should stop everything, but instead everything stops except any spell effects. So the dot can kill me. Is this a GMST setting?
I'm not sure about this thing, but I think it's not something you can set by game settings. I think it's some game mechanic. Spell effects like this, I think, are still applied when in menu mode, and I don't think is a game setting. I will take a look, but I fear this is not something you cannot really change. You could do something like every time you are in menu mode, check if player has some kind of spell damage and increase player health while you are in menu mode, but they are really some kind of tricks, not a real setting in the game that you can change. So yes, I think that's something, one of the few reasons why you should sometimes pay attention to what you do while in menu mode, to be a little faster because you can be killed by spell effects. Oh, and this thing is nice. Let me see if it works as expected. So this is apparently a simple thing. You want to do some ladder, a working ladder. And you want to do this thing so it works not only for the player but also for the companions. And this thing is surprisingly difficult to do because if you use something scripted, an activator or things like this, it is easy to move the player, but moving the companions without using the Morrowind script external is not easy at all. So best way you can do it using a simple scripting and not scripting external is to use a door with the mesh of the ladder.
This is too
and
easy.
Then your companions are moved with the player.
You should run now.
The problem is that doors
You should run
are
now.
going
You're growing weaker.
in one direction.
None of us will die
So
here.
if
And
you
it
want to
won't
use the
be
same
me.
ladder to go down, you have actually to use two ladders, two doors, and script them so only one of them is working at a
You
time.
don't deserve to live.
So
This is going to be fun. You
little
can't escape
things.
me. You're growing weaker.
Oh, that's a rat. No, a quama.
STAH01 thanks. I think I got carried away with mods this install, need to be more careful. Love the ladder too, that is really cool.
I think a lot of people get carried away, but I think also being carried away is one of the few ways you can learn how to solve problems and how to make your mods better, even if you are a modder, because I think I learn the most when I find a problem, especially compatibility problems with other mods, and a way to solve them, because usually you can solve everything or nearly everything, and playing with a lot of mods really helps learning.
STAH01 this is true.
I could kill that fool. His boots are
I just love this animation by Antares. This Gamona tongue tag, which is playing with the knife and spitting at the player. It's a while since I've seen a mod by the Archimaestro Antares. It's a pity because I think he's one of the best modders all around, because he's one of the few modders which is able to do nearly everything, because he's great with animations, and also it's a good scripter. He can make good quests. So I think it's a pity he's not modding Morrowind anymore. But now, oh, here it is, the spitting. Never say never. I still hope he will return to Morrowind sooner or later, because a lot of people do this. Just spend some time with other games, with other... Oh, and we have a big crash here. I'm talking a lot. And Morrowind is crashing. I must say that Balmora is one of the places where where I have most crashes. I think I did a little much modding in Balmora, especially with NPC mod like the children mod, the NPC scheduling mod, MCA, a lot of mods adding too many things happening maybe. But I just love how the city is alive with all these people around. And I think I got a comment during the previous streaming I did about, I was thinking to get bad comments because the microphone, the voice was not
STAH01
working,
Balmora is my problem place too. Probably the most crashes, but it feels and looks awesome with so many NPCs in it.
Yes, that's a reason why most people keep them, especially the children mod. I think the children mod is wonderful for the atmosphere, because you don't really use it to play a lot, because you can just give them some candies or some nice teddy bears, but that's not really much to do, like a quest of. Yes, that's a little quest where you can give a home to some children, but not really much to do. But it's so nice to have these children around, and every now and then you can hear them talking. Oh, I like it a lot. But yes, it's very heavy on frame rate, like most NPCs mod. I think they are the worst thing for your FPS. NPCs are really heavy. But really, I don't know. I think I'm trying to stream this kind of game with a lot of mods, which is a sort of technical challenge, being able to roam around with all these mods. So frame rate is not really something very important for this kind of setup, I think. So when I hear people telling me, you should not stream, your FPS is shit and so on, why are you looking at this kind of setup? I think it's clear enough how is this setup. So I don't know, sometimes I think people just comment just to say something, but don't really think about what they.
STAH01 I get 15 to 20 FPS in Balmora if I am lucky and no rain. I am fine with it.
Yes, but I think people modding a lot around cities are used to play also at even lower speeds. I remember when I had to decide to try and put a limit, a lower limit in FPS while developing the spawning modes like the bats mod and the water life mods, and I decided for as default for 12 FPS before stopping completely to add fish and bats and so on. So at the time it was something accepted, you could you can still set your preferred value for it from the menu of the mod, but I think it's perfectly playable because you don't really have to do battles in Balmora, or well, you have every now and then you have some creature you have to defend from, like from the creatures mod and so on, but you don't really have battles to do in Balmora, so even if your frame rate is not good, but just look at this, I think it's great. But before going there, I think I will save because I don't want to crash again. And maybe spend the night some different place. Try and avoid crashing. Because oftentimes I think just making the game's pastime, you can solve some possible equation. So let's see. Recall, or I should have some teleportation things. Scroll. Oh, this thing is interesting. Abandoned tower.
Sacre tu!
Oh, the Azura retreat.
STAH011. One of the nice things about Njexi is you can always hotkey turning off grass, distant land, lighting, shaders, etc., and turn those features off quickly if you need an FPS boost. I wish all TES and Fallout games had the ability to toggle grass on and off.
Ah, yes, that can be useful, especially if you don't want to spend a lot of time looking for things. I remember this thing it was very useful with the Validity grass mods, Vart grass mods for the Bitter Coast near Sidanin, because with the standard grass you could not find the dead taxman corpse, because with the high grass it was really difficult to find it. And so a lot of people, I think, learn how to use the macro to remove the grass, just to be able to find the dead taxman corpse. And I think I will go here and spend the night in this. Oh, and this could be one of the next quests that Shiaryu could try and complete. The quest to be able to use properly these One Ninja's mod rooms, which are sort of teleportation net, but they are not working completely until you discover the keys to open the doors from the outside. So you can use them, but not completely. But to do the quest, you have to find this One Ninja mage, which disappeared, and so this is a possible quest that Shiayu may want to do next time.
There's someone watching me.
Really, I did talk a lot and did very little questing, but I think it's interesting. We talked about interesting things, I think. But for now, as it's nighttime, I think Sherry will just go and spend the night here. So let's see, do we have something new for her? I don't remember really his character. Let's put this is empty. And what do you have here? Oh, not much. This thing, ooh, this thing is sexy. And so she's ready to spend the night here. And we can... I think it's 7 o'clock where people start opening opening shops and so on, so she could just... Oh, 9 hours. Right, and I think I will stop here for now because it's real life food time. But see you next time.